And then here also we see Ram Magazine saying that you can buy a condo in Cuenca for $40,000. Okay, so the Ram Magazines are at it again. Let's go for it. Let's go rent an apartment for $300 and let's go buy a condo for $40.
Life's a party in Cuenca, Ecuador. We've got some thoughts to share. Stay tuned.
Alright, so we decided to take a trip to Cuenca because we got an email from Ram Magazines that say that Cuenca offers great weather, no need for heat or air. Super low cost of living, real estate, and healthcare too are also global bargains. Alright, well, you know, we're glad we're in Cuenca. The US $1 fixed price lunch is alive and well. Well, we'll see if we can find one. We wouldn't call it lunch, or more like a snack, but it is possible. $2.50 is more common these days. Well, I wouldn't say common. There's lots of restaurants that are way more than that. And there's some really nice restaurants around $10. But you can get $2.50 lunches. We do that all the time. If you like rice and lentils, which we do. Yesterday, we just had some, what do you call that? Soup and cebolado. Okay, so pennies on the dollar for tropical fruits and vegetables. Well, we're in the right place. Fresh fish and shrimp daily from the coast. You can rent a furnished apartment for $400 and an unfurnished one for $300, or buy a small condo for $40,000. So I'm calling an apartment for sale. Hola, buenas tardes. Estoy llamando por el departamento en venta. So for 85 meters of apartment, they want around 98 grand, which is over $100 a foot. So that's the going rate. More notable is this paragraph, though. Cuenca is home to one of the world's... Let's just put this to rest once and for all. Okay, Ram Magazines are now saying Cuenca is home to one of the world's biggest expat communities. So this 4,000 expat thing that floats around on the forums, you know, let's just put that to rest once and for all. The Ram Magazines have cemented the fact that Cuenca, Ecuador has one of the world's biggest expat communities. All right. This is a quick conversation on prices. What have prices been doing in Cuenca, Ecuador? Ram Magazines are still at it. They're at it again, pumping Ecuador as a cheap retirement place. What are prices doing as of now, summertime, July 2017? On this trip, we want to check that out. Ram Magazines are saying that in Cuenca, the lunches are around $2.50. We have noticed that lunch prices downtown have stabilized. We have been putting out a free restaurant guide for Cuenca, Ecuador for several years now. Even just a couple of years ago, it seems like every 6 months we had to increase the prices in our free restaurant guide on our website, discovercuencaecuador.com. That's how bubbly the prices were. The prices were just escalating at an enormous rate of increase back then. But right now they seem to have cooled, which is kind of nice. Here it also, the RAM magazine newsletter also says you can rent a furnished apartment for $400 or an unfurnished one for $300. While that is possible, I just want to show you here, this is a International Living letter right here. International Living says that the monthly rents in Cuenca more than likely are going to be somewhere between $450 and $600. So which one is correct? Take your pick, anywhere somewhere in between there, anywhere between $300 and $600. Of course, a lot of people will pay anything just to be in the fad place of the week. Here also we see RAM magazine saying that you can buy a condo in Cuenca for $40,000. Well, you know, if you look hard enough, you might be able to find something for 40, but it's going to be really old, really tiny, on a noisy street in a not the best part of town. So, you know, you can prove me wrong anytime you want. I don't care. It's okay. I'm not trying to say that it doesn't exist. What I am saying is that when you put out a letter like this to a big, huge mailing list, as RAM magazines have, you know, this is somewhat misleading because it isn't normal to find these kinds of prices. So that's what's happening with the prices at this time here in Cuenca. The real estate prices haven't really cooled much. A decent condo is going to run you more normally anywhere somewhere between $100 and $200 to live in the areas that the expats normally want to live. With that said, that's a far cry from the prices quoted here. In case anybody was wondering, no, I'm not sleeping in Cuenca. And two, I want to note here the focus on the ability to live on very small amounts, like $1,000. We made that video just a short while ago of other articles that were in the news saying that, quoting people saying how cheap Cuenca Ecuador is. So there's just a barrage of sources that are calling Cuenca Ecuador a cheap place to live, and so it's coming from all angles. The RAM magazines definitely have the biggest pull. They have the biggest pull, and when they promote these places, they promote them as cheap. And so it's you know, is it any surprise and any wonder that people arrive expecting to be able to live on these prices? It isn't any wonder to me, but that people would arrive hoping to be able to live on these prices, and then hopefully they're not surprised with the complete opposite, which is frequently what happens when you pump the same places over and over to millions of people. I'm happy to see that the lunch prices around Cuenca seem to have stabilized, but again, the real estate prices really haven't. There are still a lot of landlords that are somewhat stubborn, expecting the rental prices of yesteryear when tourist prices were spiraling upwards in a very, just too quickly. Anyhow, this is just an update on 2017, what's happening around Cuenca, just a brief update. Guys, want to know how to live well in the new America on a Social Security budget? Do you feel financially strapped? Does moving to a lower cost country sound appealing to you? You've heard all the horror stories of people that move abroad now. Would you like to stay in the U.S. and feel like the middle class again, or on a small budget? Will you let me show you how I was able to do so for years? Would you please check out the links below this video under the description? Just go there right now, please, and check it out.
It's there for you to help you out. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.
So thanks for listening, and as always, have a nice day.